The Children's Center has been a really special place, especially for me growing up in the church, going to the Children's Center, going there for preschool, a very important part of my family. My mom worked there when I was growing up, so very, very awesome part of our whole Meadow Park experience.
I think the biggest thing that I get excited about with the Children's Center and what we feel like God is doing through the church and the Children's Center is that I think the best way to reach people is through kids and through the community, and what better way than to help serve families around the community by offering really great childcare.
I don't remember what ages that I was necessarily in the Children's Center. I know for sure around the age of 3, all the way through like summer programs in the 5th and 6th grade. Lots of memories, lots of friendships, things that I can look back on with people that are still in my life today.
What I love most is just being able to help kids who are struggling with things start to notice the things that you had to keep reminding them of every time, and you had to take that time out of the day to tell them to do things, but now they're just doing it on a whim without even thinking about it, and that's really cool to see how much independence they're able to learn on their own.
A little child will come up and say something to you or give you a hug, and it just all puts everything into perspective.
What I really love about working with 3-year-olds, or children in general, is their acceptance of everyone, no matter their differences. They don't see the differences, they see commonalities, and it just makes for authentic kindness that sometimes you don't see outside of children in our world today. Quality childcare is, we have found through lots and lots of research, a building block to a successful future. It's an investment in the future of our community. These children leave Meadow Park, and we have heard from schools, elementary schools, that our children enter prepared socially and cognitively to face the challenges of school.
That I've seen personally on families and how I've been given the gift since I've been here so long to see children grow up while they've been here. I've gotten to see them return and visit, or return and bring their own children here, or return to work here with us, and that has been such a wonderful experience for me. It makes me tear up a little bit. There's very few centers out there where we can talk about God and Jesus. I think that's a special and unique piece of our program. I also think in our community we can't have enough quality programs, because this is so important for young children. Those first 5 years, you're building their foundation, and when they leave here, we want them to leave with the ability to go out in the world and to know that God loves them. And we know statistically that children do better in the communities. They'll have better jobs. They'll seek out education. They'll have strong families, and this is what our world needs. And so I think that we really have to pay attention to that.
Yeah, that's just it's a big part of my story, and I think probably the thing that sticks out to me most about my time at the Children's Center, from being a kid and from working there, was just being known and being challenged, being valued. I was definitely not a perfect kid. I definitely was not a perfect employee, but I was always willing to learn. And it's kind of crazy to think back on some of the things that maybe I went through as a kid, then kind of like roles reversed, being the teacher, being the leader for another young child. I can just remember so many conversations happening out on the playground, playing kickball, out on the diamonds, so many different things I would say are like key parts of my story and shaped me into who I am today. And so that's probably like the things that stick out to me most about my time at the Children's Center. I'm sure I could give so many stories that we could be here all day. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's never a bad time to make a difference in the life of a child. whether that's through the Children's Center, whether that's through just Meadow Park Church in general, um, the church at whole, the church global, whatever you want to call it. There's never a bad time to make a difference in the life of a child.
I just want to say that every little bit helps. That even the tiniest little investment that we can bring back into these kids can make a lifelong impact on them. And I know that's really what, through this Renew initiative, is what we're doing, is that we are just trying to invest that money back into something that's going to affect people for a lifetime. Think about not just how the money is going to impact here and now, but how the things that we're doing here are going to impact people for the rest of their lives, and to not always just look at the present, but to look at the future, the potential that these kids have, and just to look at that and to keep that in your mind.
I feel like our hearts have been connected with the Children's Center for a very long time. We've seen the consistency of the high quality of helping families raise their kids in a faith-based environment for so many years. It's just incredible to see the dedication of the staff and the consistency, over 50 years, almost 60 years now. Just incredible to see, that legacy